Learning that I could teach myself how to code and actually land a job to change my life has easily been one of the best things that's happened to me, but I think it's important to talk about some of the letdowns and rejections I've experienced on this journey too, because the road to becoming an engineer or developer is not all that easy. Hey guys, it's Jess, and today I wanted to share some of the rejections that I faced on my coding journey and let you know how I've been able to learn and grow from them. So I'm going to talk about my experience negotiating my salary, getting rejection emails, and having some interview fails. But before we start, I want to say thank you so much for 3,000 subscribers. There are, at the time of this filming this video, there are 3,500 of you who have decided to go on this journey with me, and I am so grateful. Like, you guys have no idea. There's really no other way for me to express that, but I wanted to say thank you because I do truly understand that you guys don't have to be here. Nobody's forcing you to subscribe to my channel, so the fact that you guys have is just amazing and mind-blowing, and I'm so excited and so grateful and just, yeah, all of the above. If you are new here, if this is your first video watching of mine, I make videos about tech, productivity, self-learning, and self-improvement. So if that sounds like something that you like, please consider joining us and subscribing to the channel. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let's start with salary. If you watched my video about how I became a self-taught web developer, then you would know that I used to work at a bank making the bare minimum. And then when I quit that job, I was making nothing. So when I got my offer for my first tech position, I basically jumped at any offer that they gave me. Don't do that. With this being my first tech job and not really doing my research, I definitely could have negotiated my salary better, even as an entry-level developer. So there came a time where my company was shutting down and they basically were handing me over to the other company on the same contract so that I could keep my job. I felt like that was the perfect opportunity to renegotiate and reset and ask for a better salary. I was having my interview call with the new company because they still had to go through the routine of hiring me. Even though they were going to hire me, they were giving me the position already, they still had to go through that routine. And the time came where they were asking me for my salary. So I had my salary in mind and I said it with confidence. When you're talking to the HR representatives and the recruiters, they're gonna ask you what your desired salary is, and be confident in your answer, because the worst they can say is no. And for me, they did. Now, it wasn't even the no that affected me, because eventually they did give me a little $5,000 raise, but it was the reasoning and the justification behind why they decided to only give me a $5,000 raise, considering that what I asked for was significantly higher. And the reasoning was because the government cannot justify a huge raise for me because I don't have a bachelor's degree. Now, they knew that I didn't have a degree when I first got this job, and they still decided to hire me and give me the same workload as the people with the degrees are doing, and they're getting paid significantly more. I feel like that situation could be its own separate video, but I did want to mention it in this video because I wanted to make sure that you guys keep in mind that not always will your starting salary be something that you desire, and not always will your negotiations work out in your favor. Try to learn from that situation so that it doesn't happen again, and educate yourself on different salaries for different starting positions in the tech industry, and please try not to get into the hype of all these videos you see of six-figure this, six-figure salary that, because not everybody's situation is that starting out. And some of those people, if not a lot of them, are people who have been in the game for a long time. And I know me personally, I got caught up in that, thinking that, oh, I'm coming out the gate swinging. Now that is possible, but it's not always the case. So just be mindful of that and know that even if you take that first starting role, you're getting yourself into the industry to get the experience and to put something on your resume to then go forward in your second or third job to get that six-figure salary that you've always dreamed of. So just be patient and know that just like anything else, this might be something that you have to climb the ladder with, but it's not impossible. And there are situations where you can get the salary right off the bat, straight out the gate, your first job. So just take your situation for what it is, that it's your situation. Moving on, let's talk about rejection emails. When you're applying for these tech jobs, be mindful that you are probably going to get more rejection emails than not. So you know the emails that say, oh, we've decided to move on to better candidates that qualify for this position, or we have a candidate that better fits our needs, but if you have any interest in working for us in the future, don't hesitate to apply again. Those type of emails, you'll get a lot more of those than you will of the ones that say, hey, we saw your resume, we want to hop on a call and figure out how to go to the next steps of this interview process. But be mindful that those are coming too. So don't get bogged down by the rejection emails and let that stop you from continuing your application process. At the end of the day, this is just a numbers game, and me personally, I've gotten rejection emails left and right, but this has taught me two things. One, sometimes it could be your resume. Now, I'm no resume guru or a huge resume writer, but what I will say is that having a resume restricted to maybe one page and putting the important things at the very top first can significantly help your chances, because you have to think these HR representatives and recruiters are getting so many resumes and applications all day, every day, and you want to do all you can to make your resume and application stand out against all these other people. And one way to do that is to make it easy to read and quick to read. They should be able to see a lot of things that you've accomplished and get a little glimpse of who you are by just glancing through really quickly and not having to read through a whole resume with paragraphs and all these different things. Put your best projects there, put your GitHub link there, put any personal websites that you have that they can go to learn about you, or if you have a tech platform where you blog or post content, put that there too if it's appropriate, but just keep it short and sweet. The second thing email rejections has taught me is to stay positive. Getting rejection after rejection, no after no, can make anyone want to quit anything, but like I mentioned, this is a numbers game. So like I always say, for every no that you get, you never know when that yes is right around the corner. Keep putting out those applications, but also know when it's time to switch things up. Some people put out hundreds of apps and go on multiple interviews before they get that first tech job or that second tech job, but eventually your efforts will be rewarded. Lastly, I want to talk about rejection after the interview process. I talked in my last video about my technical interview horror story, and so if you're interested in hearing more about that, it'll be in the cards and in the description box. But to summarize for this video, that interview resulted in HR wanting me to take a coding challenge. And I failed that challenge for many reasons, but it all boiled down to my self-doubt, my confidence, and my insecurities. Now, of course, a huge part of that is my coding skills. However, that situation felt like more than that. Initially, I felt horrible. I felt like, who am I kidding? I'll never get a job at a FANG company or be a software developer or engineer or get a better web developer job. And so all of these thoughts and this self-doubt started to weigh heavy on me, and I was just frustrated. Eventually, I had to snap out of that and say, wait, I was there for a reason. That was only my first technical interview. So what can I take away from this situation? What can I learn? What can I add or remove from my study sessions to become better prepared? I really had to talk to myself, y'all, and decide that that one rejection was not going to shape my overall view of my coding journey and make me quit altogether, because one hardship is not going to determine my overall success for my life. So here's the thing, we are all going to experience rejection at some point in our lifetimes. This is not only related to careers, this could be not getting into a school that you wanted to get into or a relationship, but how are you going to let that rejection define you, and how are you going to move past it? I really hope you took something from this video today, and if you did, be sure to share it with someone else who you think it may help, and be sure to hit the like button so that we can help more people. Also, I'd like to know if you've dealt with any rejection on your coding journey, or any rejection in general that has helped you deal with rejection as a whole. Leave it in the comments below, because you never know how it can help someone, and I really do read all my comments and I try to respond to all of my comments. So once again, thank you so very much for watching this video, and thank you so very much for subscribing and for this journey that we've been able to go on together. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next one.